The Arizona Cardinals loss to the Tennessee Titans may be one you cannot come back from. Or maybe it's the last straw before the final straw. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cardinals, Alex Clancy here. Wow. Lots happened since the last Monday. Just another walk-off loss for the Arizona Cardinals. This time, so much more fantastical, if that is even possible. We've got a lot to talk about, and this isn't going to be a fun show. This isn't going to be a fun show. It's going to be fun because me, you know how we do it, but it's not going to be fun. This episode is brought to you by Mazda. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every move count, pulling off the unexpected is only the beginning. Stay tuned later for highlights of this week. This week's Moving the Game Forward. Mazda, move and be moved. The Cardinals lose. If you've been under a rock for the last, 18 hours or so, yikes. This is how today's show is going to go. What are the positives? There were a couple. I'll talk about it in the final segment. Doesn't deserve to be talked about until then. Nobody's getting fired yet. Should they? I don't know. Will they? No. Second segment, entirety of it, just about that. The Arizona Cardinals, for a large portion of this season, have played scared football. Have played, let's run the clock out and hope that the other team doesn't remember that they can score points between now and then football. We saw it in New Orleans. We saw it in Carolina. We saw it yesterday at home against Tennessee. Up 21-6 going into the fourth. Up 21-3 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, which is the last time the Arizona Cardinals scored. I still can't believe what I witnessed yesterday. I've been doing this a long time. I don't say that as a flex. I say that as just a factual piece of information when talking about this team. I've never questioned my love for sports media until I did yesterday. I mean, you're not getting rid of me. But it was one where it's like, do I really need to do this? Like, it's just one of those, weird random thoughts that you have in your head. The way they lost, the comedy of errors, and the collection of whodunit moments makes me believe that we went from the clock ticking last week to the clock about to hit zeros expire this week. And it's a weird feeling to have. So, I'm getting on social media, just backlash. People are kind of excoriating the media like, well, how dare you talk people up? How dare you say anything's going to be different than what it was? First of all, that's completely reactionary and very convenient for what we've witnessed up until this point. I said before the season started, if the Cardinals weren't good, I'd feel duped. Because this time, instead of, it'll be different because it's a new year, there were actual, concrete, physical things that happened that made this team better and more talented. Primarily on the defense. But there were actual physical things that happened. Evidence. Proof of concept with actual talent and not proof of concept just scheme-wise like we saw when they rolled in 2023 and there was no talent on the team. But it's like, you know what? When there's talent on this team, that's going to work. And it has, for the most part, on defense. And the most frustrating part is, especially for the 2 wins, and then yesterday is, the offense looked fine for, 2 quarters. They got out to this massive lead, and then they just legitimately forgot how to play football again. And it's like, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 1,000 times, shame on me. The weird part is, it looks different every time. The Carolina game. They scored 3 times in like 4 minutes of gameplay. And then they don't score again. for the second half after the first drive of the second half. You have a lead, 15-13 against the 49ers. Ugly game, but you have a lead with 2 minutes to go. Can't get it done. Take off 3 quarters of the week 4 game against Seattle and then come back and tie the game with less than 30 seconds left and still lose. And then up 21-3 with 8 minutes left in the second, 21-6 going into the fourth, and you lose 22-21. It's no longer an exception to the rule. It's the rule. It's not if, it's when. This is the same old Cardinal stuff that people have been talking about since their inception 1,000 years ago. But why? Why does this keep happening? Is it coaching? Yeah. Is it the players not having a killer instinct on offense? Yeah. Is it predominantly Kyler Murray who's the leader of that? Yeah. I just, it's everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault. And what do I say? The only thing that's worse than having a problem is not knowing where the root of the problem is so it can be started to be fixed. So when you witnessed what was witnessable yesterday, it intensifies that issue. It's everybody's fault. It's Jonathan Gannon's fault for being the head coach of a team that this happens to every week, it seems. Every week. The first 5 weeks. You can't even enjoy the wins because they were almost losses. The Cardinals could be 5-0 or they could be 0-5. But rational thought process would lend you to think 4-1 is where they should be. Should have beat the 49ers and they should have beat Tennessee. The fact that they lost to the Titans is absolutely Looney Tunes. It's Looney Tunes that we're having to have this conversation right now. I don't even care about the numbers. I don't even care. The numbers don't matter. The numbers do not matter. This is one of those games. It doesn't matter if everybody was healthy. The Cardinals were losing this game. It's just one of those things that doesn't lend to traditional, conventional thought. The Daedrin Taylor-Demerson interception and then rolling down and the ball fumbling around like the Cardinals defensive backs were trying to use their elbows to recover the ball and not their hands. It was like a Charlie Chaplin movie. It's like a silent comedy. I mean, being up 21-3 with 8 minutes left in the second quarter, you were humming. Kyler Murray rushing touchdown. Humming. Michael Carter got in the end zone. Bam Knight got in the end zone. Boom. Humming. The defense couldn't, the Titans offense couldn't do anything. Humming. Oh, this is going to be a 40 burger. And I'm like, put up 50. Go. This is the game where you cleanse your palate going into Indy next week. Go show yourselves that you can absolutely punish a team that has no business being in this game. And this is where we are. This is where we always are. And I officially feel duped. Nobody's getting fired, though. I'll explain why next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Square. Your favorite neighborhood spots, run on Square. There are certain businesses that make the neighborhood, and these are the places that become an extension of home. Whether it's the sports bar dedicated to your team's fan base, the spot with the best wings in town for game day, or that beloved local chain that's been rooting in your community for years. These businesses are what bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. There's a boatload of companies in Arizona that use Square. Fresh Cuts Barbershop, Yummy Yummy Sushi is one of my favorites. I get Yummy Yummy a lot. It is delicious food. Tacos and Munchies, Alicia Donuts. There's so many that you can support in the Phoenix area. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/locked-on-NFL to learn more. But before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spots. You'll be happy you did. Square. See ya in the neighborhood. Today's episode of Locked On Cardinals is also brought to you by Mazda. Moving the game forward. For those who believe it's not just about playing the games, it's about redefining it. There are moments that do more than put points on the board. They move crowds, move culture, and keep moving the game forward. This week's moment that moved the game forward, I mean, there's one from the game, and it's Marv's contested catch over 2 defenders on an underthrown ball. Reached up, high-pointed it, and ripped it away from the 4 hands of the 2 defensive players. Like, that's 2 games in a row that Marv has gone up and made a flashbulb memory play. He's going to be fine, okay? The rest of the offense may not be, but Marv is going to be fine and going to be very good for a very long time. When you move what follows you, when you follow what moves you, the unexpected is only the beginning. And just like there's more to every highlight, there's more to a Mazda vehicle. Mazda, move and be moved. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals, hit that subscribe button, man. Record numbers for the instant reaction video last night. Record numbers for the Cardinals squad show immediately following it yesterday. Thanks for supporting me. Thanks for supporting the show. I'm just here to provide hopefully rational content for you more times than not. But I promise you that regardless of what is happening between the lines, I will be here for you and with you every day. Yuck. Just a collective yuck. Can we do that together? Hold hands instead of saying kumbaya, just sing yuck over and over and over again. Nobody's getting fired, though. Yet. This is, as I've mentioned, I struggle with things, thinking about things, what the right call is for certain things. And what is the alternative is the thing I struggle with. So, there's a couple, I was having a bunch of interaction on social media yesterday, and a couple people said, which is right. It's like, okay, so just because it's scary to find out what the unknown is doesn't mean it could be better than this. That's right. I mean, that's right. That just because, you don't know what would be better than Kyler Murray that's available, that doesn't mean there isn't something that's available. That's right. Same goes with coaching. But with Drew Petzing specifically, I don't think that these downfalls, even though you need a patsy, you need a fall guy, and it was obvious. I said before the season started, if there was a fall guy, it was going to be him. I don't think the production collapse when they're still throwing the ball is on Drew Petzing 100%. I think it's just a self-fulfilling prophecy for this offense that the bad will happen. It's a stigma. It's like a mindset that's not on purpose. Like they're not throwing games or something like that. It's like, this is when things go bad. And yesterday's loss, oh boy, that ain't helping it at all. The Kyler Murray helmet fumble, great. The helmet fumble, fantastic. But again, the offense looked good for a quarter and a half. And then they completely went to hard stop, anchor down. And it wasn't like they did when you could have salted the game away. You ran the ball 3 straight times, which was kind of a joke. To a defense that was completely gassed at that point. Like this is the script of Arizona Cardinals games. Get out to a good start. Offense does nothing. Defense is on the field a lot. Defense gets tired. Defense gets worn down. Opposing team takes advantage of that and wins football game. So, yeah, that last drive, I just don't – we see it every week. It's like I'd much rather give Cam Ward 3 timeouts still and not have to burn them, and the Cardinals just throw the ball 3 times. Like, be aggressive. Go end the game. And I think people were still a little shell-shocked with the Tyler Lockett recovery of the touchdown in the end zone at that point. It's like the human brain is not supposed to be able to comprehend what's happening right now. And they're doing it in real time. Not an excuse, not a reason, nothing. Just probably what was going on. Nobody's getting fired because that means you're punting on the season. They're 2-3. I know that people don't want to hear it, but it's not like they're 0-5, okay? If we're going to speak in rational thought, which is completely foreign to us through 5 weeks, like, let's speak in rational thought. Well, what good is that going to do us? Because that's not necessary because we're speaking in a rational idiocracy of a world. But if you are going to, take it aside, little soliloquy, if you may, and get into the rational world for a minute. They're 2-3, and there's a whole season ahead of you. But rational world as well, where's the next win going to come from? Indy, Green Bay, Dallas, and they have Seattle and the 49ers. It's like, this could get ugly so quickly. But just because the Cardinals lost yesterday, like everybody thought they were going to, nobody thought that was going to happen yesterday. So on the flip side, if they go to Indy and get a win, it's like, all right, well, that's the Cardinals, of course. But Indy blew the doors off of Vegas yesterday, 40-6. And I'm not saying the Raiders are, I don't know. I have no idea anymore about anything, really. Like, I put a lot of work in this offseason to make rational content based upon things that have actually happened. And it's all out the window. All of it. But nobody's getting fired because you are absolutely punting on the season if you fire a head coach. And I don't think Jonathan Gannon deserves to be fired yet. I don't necessarily think Drew Petzing deserves, like, you're going to bring in a first-time play caller. This isn't like who cares? Try it. No. The Cardinals' offense looks beyond competent for like 30% of each game. You don't know which 30% it's going to be. You don't know if it's going to be the first quarter and a half. You don't know if it's going to be the fourth quarter only. But it's there. You can't fire everybody. You can't. What are you going to do for the rest of the season? This team isn't going to be a fire sale thing. They've got good core pieces here. Maybe do it at the end of the year. Do a hard reset. You keep the young talent. You keep Josh Sweat also. You keep, the offensive line. You add a piece or whatever. You drafted offensive lineman. Whoa, what a shocker. The offensive line is struggling. Oh, I wonder who told you they should have drafted an offensive lineman at 16. And that's not fair to Walter Nolan because he hasn't played yet. It looks really bad right now. And I will tell you, and I want all of your ears right now, there is a chance for it to look so much worse. There is a chance for it to look Armageddon worse. And that chance went from 10% going into yesterday to 70% within the course of a 60-minute football game. I don't know how you have confidence in this team moving forward. And for the chirpers who are like, oh, well, I saw this coming the whole time. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You're like somebody who saw the ending of a movie, spoiled it for somebody else who hadn't seen it, and thought you were smart because you watched the whole movie first. That doesn't count. You can't be reactionary like that. Oh, I told you. I've been watching this team a long time. I told you this was going to happen. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Nobody saw this version of 2-3. Nobody saw it. So going into next week, which we've got plenty of time to talk about, going into next week, which is this week, the time has really come super early, but the time is here where you can't fire anybody now, but if they lose convincingly in Indy, then you can. What's the difference? One more game. What's the difference? Proof that yesterday wasn't a fluke. And that is a very, very scary ground to be in because that puts so many things on the table that we hadn't expected to have discuss before the bye week. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Yes. Yes. There are positives. I'll hit them next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by our friends at FanDuel. Right now, new customers, listen. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet, put down $5, and if it hits, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. You take Tennessee plus 8.5. You take Tennessee yesterday on the money line with extra juice to win. Well, you cashed out, man. I'll tell you what, that's something that I 100% did not see coming. I am 100% not putting my condo on the market. I'm just going to say that in the live read also. So what are you waiting for, man? New customers again. Put down $5. If that bet wins, you get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Visit FanDuel.com to download the FanDuel app today and get started. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. You know the drill. I will be here with you regardless of what happens, even if we're talking about the draft in Week 10. How did we get here? How did we get here with this team? I don't know. It's a lot. There were a couple positives, 2 positives. Marv, when he got the looks, like he's not the problem. He's not the problem. The 2 catches from the last 2 weeks, that should erase all doubt about the dog and the ability in him. Like, that catch was wizardry. That was magician stuff. It was an underthrown ball. It should have got intercepted by 2 defenders, and he sandwiched between the 2 of them, came up with the ball and almost a touchdown. Compounded with the high point touchdown catch from last week over a couple defenders. Marv looked good. Like, you just got to get him more touches. He had almost 100 yards. Like, I cannot believe he only had 5 targets. 10 targets every game. Starting in Indy, throwing the ball. I don't care if Kyler Murray gets intercepted 3 times. Force the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr. and let the kid go. Let him make some plays. Same for Trey McBride. It's just a joke. I don't understand why, at this point, he's getting 5 targets a game. Get him 12. Kendrick Bourne had like 14 targets on Thursday night. Get him the damn ball. Throw the ball. I don't care if Kyler Murray intercepts the ball. At this point, if you're going to make mistakes, make them huge. The season's on the line. But that's a positive. Marv is going to be fine. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be that's throwing him the ball. I don't know who the offensive coordinator is that's going to be calling the plays. I don't know who the head coach is going to be, who's going to be overseeing all of it, but get Marv the ball. Stat. Will Hernandez. Kelvin Beachum. It's like somebody told you this from the beginning of the offseason when Will Hernandez, obviously they didn't sign him until late, but I'm like, Will Hernandez will be back. When he's healthy, put him out there. Nobody is going to be better than him on this roster. Isaiah Adams ain't it. It's like somebody told you. It's like I talk about these things 6 months ahead of time. I get a lot of crap for them, and then I'm right when the time comes. Surprise, surprise. The Cardinals' offense was incredibly efficient, especially on the ground, when Will Hernandez was out there. 3 drives with him out there, 21 points. When he wasn't out there, 0 points, 1 yard per play. That was, I think, in the first half. It was a Teo Mackey stat. Surprise, surprise. Kelvin Beachum sprung Amari DiMercato for that long run. And I guess we can talk about that at the end. That's not a positive, but I'm gonna leave you with some zen at the end. I'm gonna John Stewart you at the end. It's incredible what happens when you put out veteran offensive linemen who know what the hell they're doing, who can take pressure of Yelta Froholt, so he doesn't have to be a superhero. Unbelievable. Why is this surprising? This isn't a pat me on the back situation. It's a this was so obvious situation. Why is anybody surprised that this is where we are? With that, now I got to talk about the Amari DiMercato thing. I saw the clip this morning of Jonathan Gannon absolutely roasting him. I'm not a huge fan of him putting his hands on him. Like, he didn't hit him or anything. He slapped his midsection with where he's padded and stuff. But I've never seen Jonathan Gannon that irate. First off, tell your friends. If you want to look smart, tell your friends. This is my it's October 6th. This is one of my 2 smart things I'm going to say this month. So you ready? And here we go. The Amari DiMercato run and fumble is the Arizona Cardinals 2025 season. You get to the finish line and you fumble the ball before you hit pay dirt. Cardinals should be 4-1. Like without sweating, they should be 4-1. You're sitting at 2-3 going on the road, 2 of your toughest games back to back. Indy and then home against Green Bay before the bye. Jonathan Gannon being that demonstrative and that irate, I think that was the first moment he realized his job could be in jeopardy. And it's like, maybe he didn't realize, maybe it's not realized, maybe the realization became like real that he could be looking for a job at the end of the season, if not before. And it's crazy how quickly that's happened. But as I said about Cliff, and this is not a knock on Cliff, as I said about Cliff, if the same things are happening over and over and over again, that's a coaching thing. They were happening over and over and over again with Cliff. They're happening over and over again with Jonathan Gannon. The fact that you can't even enjoy the wins because they were so stressful because you couldn't hold on to a multi-score lead thrice. And then one of them ended up being a loss yesterday. Cardinals had a lead in San Francisco. The defense is not the issue. The defense is gassed after every game that the Cardinals have a lead because the offense cannot take care of business. There's a lot more to unpack here. I'll break down the numbers tomorrow. I think this was a much more overarching big picture day. So I'll do that tomorrow. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you then.